Who would have thought Eryth Sea was right on top of Ricky's village? Dive deep enough, you can reach their tree.
Perhaps you should try.
Might do. Haven't decided yet.
Is something wrong?
Aren't you curious? About why we're going to Prison Island, I mean.
It is not common for Homs to visit this region. You may have good reason, but forgive me. I do not pry into other people's business.
It's definitely bugging her, Shulk.
How dare you, you clown? Yes. Tell me why you are here.
Basically, it all started when...
I see. I had heard about the Mechon assault on the lower regions, but did not know the situation was so grave. How lucky we are. Hey, what's that?
Is that?
You are looking at Prison Island.
So that's Prison Island.
Yes. And that is the Imperial capital, Alchemoth.
It's not just me, right? A floating city's a bit weird.
Built with superior defenses in mind.
Incredible. What technology makes this possible?
I do not know, and I've never had the need to.
You don't know? It doesn't freak you out?
You can eat bread without knowing how to bake it. Makes sense to me.
You will need Imperial sanction to enter Prison Island.
Okay.
We will travel to the capital first.
And how do you expect us to get up there? Fly?
There is a transporter up ahead. We can use that.
We've been deep-sea diving. Now we're gonna fly. This place gives me the creeps. I guess we don't have a choice. Right. Onwards to the capital.
Still,
What is it, Dunban?
it's a sight to behold. Those look like anti-Mechon defense systems.
Hello, this is Mr. Bacon Bits, and welcome back to Xenoblade Definitive Edition. We just made it to Eryth Sea, and look at this massive place. Most of the area is a bunch of floating islands, and using teleporters to travel between them. As we uncover the map, it'll show where each teleporter leads, so no need to worry about the massive floating islands being confusing. Anyway, our destination is that floating city over there, named Alchemoth. But before I head onwards, there's a few things that I want to make mention of. And actually, I want to keep it in daytime right now. So do that. Okay. Now, like I said before, I don't normally cover side quests in the main story videos, but I'm willing to make exceptions in the case of side quests with really good rewards, such as that one that gives you a mobile gem furnace. There's a couple of side quests in particular that I want to make note of. One is Desiree's Future. It becomes available after reaching Satral Marsh, but I kind of forgot about it at that point in time, so I'm covering it now. In order to gain access to this quest, you'll need to have finished Jackson's Awakening, and have Colony 9 at 4.5 stars affinity. So a lot of other unrelated quests will have to be done. Okay, let me do this here. So yeah, at any rate, this one is for Shulk, so once you have all of the requirements, go talk to her. She'll mention that she had a dad who loved to wield hammers and had a shop named Zord's Smithy. Oh boy, that is unfortunate. But having talked to her about that, you can now accept this quest. Talk to her until she'll ask you what her new career path could be, and no matter what you choose, a new skill tree will be unlocked for Shulk. this is the Pessimism skill tree, so let's go over it. I've already unlocked a few because I've done some side quests. Having this skill tree selected will improve his ether defense, and the first skill is Fight the Future, which extends the time before a vision becomes a reality. This will be pretty helpful. Next is Stealth Warrior. This reduces aggro drawn from using arts. This is perfect for characters who cannot afford to have aggro, so Shulk, Melia, and Charla could all use this. Next is Epic Evasion, which I'm working towards, which increases chance of burst affinity after evading an attack. Link this with Dunban and you can get a lot of burst affinity chances. Next is Forced Mercy, which reduces aggro further when damage is taken. Another helpful skill link for the more fragile characters. Finally is Immunization, grants complete immunity to debuffs that reduce stats. Link this with your other two party members when facing off against an enemy that has debuff spikes, and they become practically a non-issue. So that's it for Shulk's new skill tree. There's just one glaring elephant in the room that I haven't addressed yet. Well, Napon, if you want to be more specific. Let me switch to Ricky, and I'll tell you all about him as I make my way through. So, this little ball of fluff here probably seems like the useless mascot character that provides comic relief, right? Well, what can this little thing do? Well, you'll soon learn that he is an absolute unit. He's a bruiser and your best buddy all in one. By all accounts, he is a rogue class. His talent art involves stealing from enemies such as HP, strength, and other stats, items, and even XP and AP. He also has a healthy variety of arts that inflict status ailments and debuffs to enemies. So the general gist with him is to inflict and stack as many debuffs and status ailments on an enemy early in the battle to really wear them down and cripple them. Now, despite all this, he's not fragile like a rogue class usually might be. In fact, that's far from it. He has the highest HP stat in the entire game. That doesn't necessarily mean he's a better tank than Rhine, as he initially can't wear any armor other than light until he gains more skills. But he can certainly act as one temporarily, if you have a party without a tank role. This little Napon is a damn beast, and later on in the story you'll find out there's more to his character. Okay, this seems like the perfect spot. Here's the full list of arts Ricky can have. Again, the talent art is something I already explained. Happy Happy is a support art that fills the party gauge when used, up to 100% of a gauge segment if upgraded. You can only use this when Ricky is at high tension though, so if you wonder why it's crossed out, try to get him motivated. Bitey Bitey is another art he starts with that inflicts bleed on the enemy when struck, which is a damage over time effect that deals 20% of the initial attack's damage every second. The duration is doubled if done as a back attack against the enemy, and also boosts the party gauge by a bit. This is the first of many DOT arts Ricky has, and remember, all of them can be combined. Sneaky is a back attack art very similar to Shulk's Backslash, which triples the damage dealt if done behind an enemy. Play Dead is an interesting art. Ricky feigns death for 5 seconds, during which all aggro is removed and he cannot be damaged. When he gets up, some HP equal to a usual revival is restored, and his next art's physical damage will be increased by 50%. Using this before Sneaky can definitely boost its damage, or it can be used before Bitey Bitey so that the bleed DOT will be able to deal more damage. The choice is yours, my friend. Lurgy is his next DOT art. He simply spews poison in a cone in front of him, so all enemies in range get inflicted with poison, a DOT effect that deals 100% of the initial attack's damage. Ricky is very hyper, isn't he? Next is Hero Time, an art that prevents tension loss for all allies while the aura is up, as well as randomly boosting one of Ricky's stats a significant amount. You'll be having a good time if his ether happens to get boosted. The cool part about this is that when you get the art upgraded to at least level 6, the aura's duration will start lasting longer than the cooldown, so you can keep it up perpetually. Roly-Poly is another interesting art. It has a long startup, but when the spell is inflicted, it has a 30% chance of forcing Topple on an enemy. If it fails, it'll inflict Bind instead. This is unfortunately Ricky's only Topple art, so I wouldn't really recommend it if you're using a strategy to keep enemies locked in Topple. And again, Bind isn't really that useful of an art unless you're wanting to get away from the enemy more easily. Keep in mind though, it cannot inflict Topple at all if the enemy is 10 levels above Ricky's level. The last of the starting arts that he comes with is Behave. This inflicts paralysis on the enemy, which slows down the rate at which the enemy can attack. It also has a 75% chance of removing a crazed aura from the enemy, but the chance is reduced if Ricky's tension is low. It's a nice strategy to use if an enemy gets particularly dangerous during crazed, which makes it immune to Topple, Daze, and Slow, and boosts its strength and attack speed by 25%, so that's a good thing to keep in mind. Next is You Can Do It. It's a healing art that becomes available by level 27, and has a straight line range in front of him. Any party member in range, as well as Ricky, gets healed when this is used, and the amount of HP healed is boosted if any of the allies currently have debuffs. He's not a particularly great healer, but this can be used in a pinch if your entire party is getting dangerously low. Freezonate is another DOT art that he learns at level 31, and it targets a single enemy. It inflicts chill upon contact, which deals 60% of the initial attack's damage every second. Bedtime is learned at level 35, and is an art that puts all nearby enemies, as well as himself, to sleep. Or at least has a chance to, it depends on resistances. Considering it also affects Ricky, equipping sleep resist gems on him can actually reduce the chance of him inflicting himself with sleep. Tantrum is learned at level 40, and is a break art. Feels late to be learning a break art, but I guess it's not that bad considering when Ricky joins. Anyway, this hits 3 times, and only the final hit may be able to inflict break. They should have made it so each hit has a chance of hitting break like a certain other Nopon in the series. That would have made it excellent. But oh well. The final DOT art is Burninate, learned at level 43. It inflicts blaze on enemies surrounding Ricky, which is a DOT effect that deals 40% of the initial attack's damage every second. With all of these DOT arts combined, Ricky can really drain the health off of the enemy rather quickly, making him pretty dangerous. DOT damage doesn't affect aggro gain either. Ricky is Angry is an aura art learned at level 47. It gives Ricky Counter Spike, which can randomly deal 2 times, 4 times, or 8 times the damage he suffers back to the enemy. This doesn't work against enemy talent arts, however. Use it if he manages to get aggro. Peekaboo is a physical art learned at level 51, and it inflicts Confuse on Mechon enemies if hit from the enemy's side. That's basically its only real purpose, but can prove pretty valuable since Confuse will keep enemies from attacking. Say Sorry is the final art and is learned at level 55. This is a physical art that increases its damage by 100% for every debuff inflicted on the enemy. This includes DOT debuffs. So considering this, look back at the amount of debuff arts he has. Remember that all of them can be stacked. Yeah. This art is great for if you want to deal hefty amounts of damage in a short amount of time. He may not quite reach the damage numbers that Ryan can get with some of his art combinations, but it still gets the job done. So yeah, Ricky is an absolute draining beast. Let's take a look at his starting skill trees, since we know that characters can learn new skill trees. This first one is Vivacity, which boosts his HP when selected. The first skill that he starts with is Like Sun, which increases his strength by 10% during the day. This will be a nice little boost for Ryan as a skill link. Next is Friends Now, which gives you a 5% trading bonus. It essentially gives your items more value to make trading easier. Up next is Love Sun. It reduces art cooldowns by 10% during the day. Another nice one. Next is Lucky Me, which increases chances of monsters dropping silver chests by 10%. This will definitely be pretty helpful. Finally, there's Adore Sun, which increases AEXP from battles by 15% during the day. Ricky seems to have a lot of skills affected by time of day. The next skill is Innocence, skill tree, which boosts ether defense when selected. The first skill is Adventure Time, which increases movement speed by 5%. This can be stacked with the Quick Step gem effect, so go wild with it. Next up is Learning All the Time. It awards the same AP regardless of participation in battle. This is good in case there's a party member in battle that is at a higher level and would otherwise affect the amount of AP gain. The next skill is Explore Time. It awards 20% extra EXP when discovering a landmark. Fairly self-explanatory. Link this to your preferred party when you go on expeditions. The next one is Make It All Better, which increases the amount of HP restored to allies during healing by 20%, only when their health is 50% or lower. This one works absolutely amazing with Sharla. Finally is Dream of Money. It increases the chance of monsters dropping gold chests by 3%. It's not a huge boost by itself, but I believe it can be linked to your other party members to increase the percentage. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Finally is the Flexibility skill tree. This boosts his agility when selected. The first skill is Buy Stuff. It increases the sell price of items by 20%. Next up is Ricky Sea, Ricky Do. It awards the same EXP regardless of battle participation, so similar to the AP one. Next is AP for All. This adds the ability for Ricky's Yoink talent art to steal AP and share it among the party. So yeah, what I said before about his talent art isn't immediately available. Next is Ricky Strong. It grants immunity to strength down debuffs. This can be linked to your other party members. If there's a particular enemy that has a nasty strength down debuff attack, make good use of this. Finally is EXP for All. This unlocks the ability to steal EXP with Yoink, and again share it with the party. So yeah, overall Ricky's skills seem mostly to benefit the party in ways like this. He's a very good helper. And for his gem crafting abilities, let's do that. His shooter ability is Impatient Shooter, which allows the gem crafting process to happen twice in a row. His engineer ability is great with Gentle Flame, but terrible in the other two categories. A combination of Sharla and Ricky is absolutely great for developing cylinders, which, getting cylinders as close to 100% as possible, is absolutely essential for getting heat and mega heat when gem crafting. That, combined with the fact that we now have access to rank 3 crystals, means we can start making some powerful gems if you're willing to put in the work. That felt like a lot to cover. Let's just get moving now so we can make some story progress. I mean, geez, I explained so much that the whole day has passed. So yeah, here you can see the beginning of all of the teleporters. It takes you to different islands. And as you can see right here, I'm on Hovering Reef 1. I'm going to bring up the map. See? You travel quite a distance with these teleporters. So navigating this place isn't really that bad. Got some Bono Nebulas here. They have some kind of spike. I don't remember what it is. Turbulent Belmo. Okay, that's a unique monster. All of these are not hostile, so let's just go ahead and continue. Okay, Hovering Reef 2. There's quite a lot of Hovering Reefs. Oh, that's pretty. Codes. Let's go ahead and take these guys on.
Don't hold back!
I'm gonna go ahead and... that.
Electric Gunbuster! Dance with me!
Okay.
Great shot! Here I come! Electric gutbuster! Sir! Full force!
Okay.
At last, we move in
I'm
the
surprised it
same
took
pace.
that long
Done
to get that
then.
mode
Okay,
down.
perfect. Ricky was
Okay.
me, yes. Hey,
Against the odds. We choose to fight!
We can find goodies.
There we go.
Stay alert.
Let's press on.
Did I take down that thing? I guess I did. Maybe my other party members were taking care of that one. Got some crystals here. Refined ponytail. Nah. Okay, so we need to head to this teleporter over here. We're pretty much like right below Alchemoth now, so one more teleporter and we should be right there. Center gate. Dunban just learned a skill. Let me see. Okay, come on. Oh, okay. You learned Mind of the Warrior. What's the next one? Improves physical and ether defense of light equipment. Reduces weight of equipment. Grants HP up buff at start of battle. Why don't I work on that one? Yeah, I'm gonna work on that one. Okay, here we go.
Who are these guys?
Are those wings on their head? They must be high Entia.
Welcome home, Lady Melia.
Lady?
Huh?
Thank you, Captain. These Homs and this Nopon are my guests. See them safely to the guest quarters. Give them anything they need.
As you wish.
What's going on?
I have no idea.
Melia, are you... Melia,
I cannot speak now, but I shall fulfill my promise.
I understand.
I will arrange for an audience with the Emperor. Will you wait?
We won't move an inch. Trust me.
My thanks.
Lady Melia, he says. Shulk, you thinking the same as me?
Whatever her position is here, Melia won't let us down.
I'm sure you're right.
More of these guys.
I must report the Telethia's defeat to His Majesty and request entry to Prison Island. Shulk is depending on me. I must hurry to the audience chamber.
Okay, first off, I want to look. Oh, come on. You're not gonna let me? Okay. Star shower. Oh my god, I love this weather effect in Eryth Sea. Oh my god. Anyway, I wonder what that was about. But now we're playing as Melia. Welcome to Alchemoth. This city is huge and kind of annoying to wander around, but we're really not going to be able to see it up close and personal just yet. I mean, kind of get a glimpse of it here, but we're going to get a cutscene right here.
You say the second consort's child survived her ordeal?
Forgive me, First Consort. I, Tyrea, vow to see your orders fulfilled.
Whilst she's in the capital, do not underestimate the lengths to which His Majesty and the child's loathsome goons will go. How, pray tell, will you avoid the guards?
I will do whatever it takes.
Oh, your stupidity bores me.
Your Highness,
Enough of your drivel!
We will have our chance when she stakes her claim to the throne.
And something tells me Melia and her new friends aren't actually welcome here. Let's just head to the king. Hello? Damn. This Great Hall is very great. Kinda unnecessarily so, but a pretty cool view nonetheless. We need to head up here. There's a teleporter that leads to the king's throne room, so go ahead and head there. Oh, that's neat. Kind of have a little mural of the Bionis and Mechanis fighting. Ascension Hall. Alright, here we go. This will get us up a level. Okay, we're up very high now. If we look behind us... Sky Terrace. Man, what a view. Prison Island is off there in the distance. Alchemoth is below. Wow. And there's Mechanis. Kind of weird how Mechanis looks short, comparatively? Maybe it's just his stance. Anyway, let's head over to the king's throne.
Melia Antiqua, First Princess, has returned, Your Majesty.
Raise your head.
Your Majesty.
The Telethia rained havoc on countless veteran knights. You triumphed where they could not. I find it difficult to suppress these feelings of pride for you, my kin.
But, Your Majesty, I failed to return with any of the subjects you entrusted to me. My inexperience cost them their lives.
We will grieve for them, but it could not have been avoided. It was their duty and honor to fight beside you. They were all aware of your limits.
Emperor!
Keep those feelings of frustration close to you. It will help you to remember the debt you owe to those that have fallen.
Your Majesty, concerning such debts, there were others who aided me.
The Homs and Nopon that accompanied you to the capital, they have been arrested by Imperial security.
Shulk and his companions?
Yes, for reasons pertaining to the weapon this Shulk possesses.
Shulk's weapon? Do you mean the Monado?
So it is true. If that weapon is truly the Monado, we shall be forced to take action.
Why?
There is a legend, passed down through the generations, of a divine weapon, the Monado. It is said that the Bionis itself bestows the blade upon a chosen one. However, if the chosen one is black of heart, he will cause the destruction of the High Entia.
Among High Entia exist the good and bad alike. Homs and Nopon are no different. If this boy is the chosen one,
the Divine Seer's interrogation will reveal where his allegiances lie.
So you intend to keep them confined?
we must.
Father, I mean, Your Majesty. I assure you, Shulk is of pure heart.
As my successor, you will play a role of great importance. Calm your spirit, and be patient.
Dear sister, I can see the Emperor's words have confused you.
Brother.
His Majesty has spoken. He recognizes you as the Crown Princess. You are to be the next ruler of the High Entia.
Me? And not you?
Yes. The Emperor asked for my counsel, and I told him as I tell you now. You will make a fine Empress. There is no one more suited to leading our people. You proved that when you dispatched the Telethia.
I don't know what to...
Melia.
But the soldiers. I am not fit to rule. I should visit their families and beg for pardon.
Melia, you know that this is not allowed.
I know. But it does nothing for the guilt I feel.
It is as the Emperor said. Grieve their departing, and engrave in your heart their great deeds.
I will.
You are right to question these things, but take pride in who you are. The Emperor has chosen wisely in you, Melia.
I am to be Crown Princess.
Yes, you are. The Ministries of Research and Records are united in support of His Majesty's decision. I, Minister Lorithia, have no objection to your appointment.
I understand.
I would never openly question our Divine Emperor. But the wielder of the Monado, the Chosen One, might be a useful tool.
You think so too?
Yes, but a lowly servant of the realm such as myself could never question His Majesty. However, if the Divine Seer were to intervene...
The Seer could free Shulk.
They should be exchanging words as we speak.
Idiot bird brains. What do we do? A fancy prison is still a prison.
What happened to Melia? I don't see her locked up in here with us.
Exactly. She's in on this.
Shulk, any thoughts here?
Melia won't let us down. She promised to take us to Prison Island. And she's not the kind of person to break a promise.
Okay, Shulk. You win. I believe you. And if you believe Melia, then no arguments from me.
There's something about Lorithia, well, a few things about Lorithia that kind of rub me the wrong way. But, I guess we're waiting for the Divine Seer. I guess we just talk to our party to pass the time. What do you have to say, Dunban?
Yes?
We have never had any contact with the High Entia before. Perhaps they are being cautious just as we would. Okay. Do I really want to do... No, Ricky's gonna come later.
Yo!
What is all this? How can they treat us like this? That Melia chick. You're sure we can really trust her, right?
Yeah?
The ones who came to meet Melia were also wearing those masks. What in the world is going on?
Hmm?
Shulk, you no have to worry. Bird people not bad. Sorry for the voice impressions.
You are to be interrogated by the Divine Seer. Stand back.
Alvis! What are you doing here?
I see. So that is why you are here.
Is Melia okay? We didn't mean to cause her any trouble.
Rest assured, she is fine. The real reason you have been detained is not because you are outsiders.
You don't mean...
Yes. The Monado. You see, the High Entia and the Monado go back many years. Millennia, in fact.
Ah.
Leave everything to me. I shall see to it that you are not held for long. We cannot have the saviors of Her Highness treated as criminals now, can we? Free these people. I shall take responsibility for their actions whilst inside the capital. They are now guests of the Imperial family.
Sir!
I am required to report to His Majesty. Otherwise, I would escort you around the capital. Use this room at your leisure. You are free to roam the city or stay here and rest. Farewell.
Hold on, Alvis. I need to ask you...
Be patient. I know what it is you wish to ask. Do not fear. You will learn when the time is right.
The life of the rich. So where are we going?
Anywhere but here. I'm bored of this stuffy room.
Okay then.
Ricky, find Melia for Shulk.
Ricky, wait.
Your Eminence.
What God want?
If you're after Alvis, he's gone.
What? Where did he go?
What happened?
We received an SOS from a small squadron repairing a transporter at Eryth Sea. But the transmission was interrupted, and we have lost all contact with the squadron.
Sounds like they need our help.
Shulk and Ricky go help. Ricky and friends help people in trouble.
Of course. We're happy to help.
But you're outsiders.
Soldier man, not worry. Hereupon Ricky is here to save the day.
It is most appreciated. We need all the help we can get.
Alright, we're free to roam around now, and a bunch of quests have opened up. But our main story quest is to find out what's going on with Hovering Reef 4 in Eryth Sea. And I would recommend waiting until you get Melia back in your party so she won't miss on experience and the like. In fact, probably wait even longer than that for certain reasons. I'll meet you when I get back outside, alright? Okay. Still can't get over these views, man. Anyway, we need to get up to that island up there, with where the lighthouse is. You can see that there's something wrong with it, because it's flashing. But, anyway, before doing that, I should probably end this video off here. It's getting a little bit long. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and end it off here. So with that said, this has been Mr. Bacon Bits with Xenoblade Definitive Edition. Stay safe, happy, and healthy, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye-bye!